Hey guys, it is May 4th through May 8th. Yep, we're in May, right? So, gosh, after this week, it's going to be May 8th. Okay, so here are the updates for this week. Okay, so this week is looking pretty fun. You have a Newsella article. And so the deal with the Newsella article is that you're going to be annotating. And you're like, what does that look like? Don't worry. And a writing activity. What does that look like? There's a little tutorial that's going to be attached to it. And it's me going into the same article you will be annotating and writing in. And I'm showing you how to go through it. It's really cool. I love it. All you have to do is go into Google Classroom as usual, and this Newsella article will be posted. The annotation and the writing activity is all within the Newsella article. It's really easy. So you just click and you go. So Google Classroom, click and go. All right, so that's that one. Okay, so the next one we have is Nearpod. That one is this is gonna be, let's say the test run. I've never done it remotely before. I've only done it in a classroom where every kid had an iPad. So it's going to be cool to see how this works out. So I once again set it up so that you see the assignment on Google Classroom because Nearpod as well as Newsella talks to classrooms. It's pretty easy. It's going to be a click and go. They may require you to do a code, and it will be provided, or may not. If it doesn't, I personally think that's faster. So don't stress about that. It's a click and go. You'll see it in the assignments as usual. Okay. This one's an interactive lesson. Give yourselves about 30 minutes to get it done because it does have about 20 slides. I created them all. So, I know it's going to take you a couple minutes because there's a couple of quizzes in there, and don't stress about getting everything right. It's just kind of a review on the lesson. So you might want to take some notes so that you don't miss any information in the interactive lesson. I get to see how you did. I'm not docking. I'm just trying to see whether you got through the entire interactive lesson or not. So don't stress about getting everything right. Okay. All right. So have fun with that. I'm excited for you to experience that in your pod. And if there are any issues, just let me know. It's the first round. Like I said, me executing in student pace mode because of this whole remote learning situation. So I am relying on you guys to let me know if there's any issues with it. Okay. All right. And then, yeah, your independent reading, you should be still working on it. That's May 15th. If we're having issues, once again, you just keep that communication going. We're nearing the end. I mean, May 15th. Woof. So speaking of nearing the end, you have that portfolio to continue working on. If it's too much this week, it's not an issue. I'm just letting you know what's going to be due the last week of instruction. I say instruction, meaning remote learning. But if you have extra time and you want to start putting it together, I say go for it. Okay. All right. So you got your two fun ones, the Newsella article, the Nearpod activity, and then you got these two that are still ongoing. Okay. All right. Housekeeping 1032, that doesn't change. The only thing that's different is what's I going to say? I might require you guys to, I know this is in the next slide, but I might require you guys to do a little Zoom time with me. I'm not going to make it, how should I say? Like, if you want to, I'm going to make it more mandatory as we move into the essay writing situation with research. Okay. But back to office hours. Sorry, I digress. That's going to say 10:32. Some of you guys are texting me late. Don't stress about that. You can text me late. Just know I'm probably not going to respond until this time frame or if I get around to it in the morning. So don't feel bad texting when you text. Just know that I'm going to probably respond within office hours. Okay. All right. And then same thing as I said before, work on your portfolio little by little. No pressure to get on top of the whole project now, but start slowly putting it together so that at the end you're not feeling like, oh my gosh, I haven't started anything, right? It's nice to have a couple of things put together. And then if there's anything in terms of essay that I need to return to you, please let me know and I will get it back to you. Some of you don't realize. I was like, oh, I think I have that essay. So please reach out to me through Remind. I don't think a lot of you are aware that I do have some of your essays still. So check in with me and I will get those back to you. Okay. And then I'm not going to go over this in detail, but one thing I want to mention is the research paper. A lot of people said either A, they were not sure, or what does this mean? And some people are like, wait, are we doing this? Yes. So we are in the middle of the research unit, so you should not have that paper. I caught one or two people saying they had this done, and I'm like, there's no way you have this done because we haven't done it yet. We're in it right now. So you shouldn't have the research paper, okay? So I'm just clearing that up. And then Zoom check-ins, like I digressed a second ago. I said I'm going to make them mandatory towards the end. Why? It's because I want to make sure that everyone is understanding the research essay and portfolio. The research essay is a little bit more complex. It's going to require a few more things. Not impossible. It's kind of a build off the argument. So we're not talking about dramatically new skills. We're just using different sources, and you guys can tell because we've been pushing the whole credibility situation a lot. So don't panic. That stay tuned for that. Okay. So for right now, Zoom is still optional, but towards the end, when we get towards the end of the month, I'm gonna make them mandatory for essay check-in. Okay. All right. And then here's pretty much a summary. So this week you have that Newsella article. You have 2 activities in it, the annotating and the writing, and that's all in Newsella. So when you watch that tutorial, it's going to make more sense. And then the Nearpod interactive lesson. I'm excited to see how that goes. Please, please, please check in with me if there are complications. I need to know that. I need that feedback. First time trying it remotely at a student pace mode. Okay, and then continue working on those portfolios, and then independent reading, right? It's out there. Just once again, ongoing like the portfolios. Okay, all right, and then look at that final week. As promised, you will have that final week, the 25th through the 29th, to work on your portfolio. And like I said in Zoom last week, to zhuzh it up, meaning making it gorgeous and beautiful and creative and just making it better than those samples that we saw. They were pretty good. Yeah, they were all right. But I think we can get fancy, right? So I want you to get zhuzhy. Some people were even considering like drawing covers. I think that's a fantastic idea because you guys are so artistic. I know a couple of you guys are for sure artistic. I've seen it. So just throwing some ideas out there. Okay. All right, team. Love you lots. Please connect with me through Remind if some of the stuff doesn't make sense. And if some of the lessons are not working, absolutely dootly connect with me and Remind because it didn't work is not an excuse. I need you to tell me it doesn't work. I fix it and you get it done. All right. Have a great week. Bye, guys.